Good evening and welcome to the Reset Room. Where this is a place where we talk all things life and career resets. It's a place where we breathe, we build, we rebuild with confidence and clarity. Welcome in. My name is Rhonda. I am a career reset coach. And if you're like, I've never heard of that, what does that mean? A career reset coach is this. I help people change jobs, change careers, change industries, get paid and promoted. How do I do that and what makes me good at it? I have worked in and out of HR for 18 years. And so with that, I've been at the hiring table, the firing table, and most importantly, I've been at the negotiation table. And what that has really meant is that I have seen particularly women shrink their asks when it comes to like being hired. They shrink how much money they ask for. And even at the promotion stage, they shrink. Hey, Landra, welcome in. They shrink the ask. And I wanted to come to TikTok. I've been here. It's about 3 months now. I've been here 3 months and wanted to really just build a community where people could just have a space to sort of learn some new skills, develop some new skills, take that back into their work and professional lives, and also talk a lot about how, hey, Pris, welcome in. A life reset. Hey, Doc Rosie, welcome in. A life reset and career resets are so intertwined and intermingled. Hey, the chat is chatting. They're moving so fast. I can't see who just joined. Welcome in. My name is Rhonda. I am a career reset coach. I call this the Reset Room because this is where we, talk all things life and career resets. Today has just been a day, y'all. How has the day been for you all? Let me know in the chat, because I had a thought about what I wanted to talk about today, and early this morning, everything just sort of shifted in a good way though, but shifted in a good way. So thinking about, today is what I call Winning Wednesday. And so generally we're talking about, celebrating small wins and celebrating steps in a direction, whichever direction that is. Like if you're not ready to make a full career change yet, if you're sort of thinking about what it is you want to do and not even really sure what you want to do, thinking about sort of how to do that. And again, just celebrating small wins. And it could be something as pulling out the resume, even if you've never, you didn't make updates yet, that's still, a win. And so was sort of what I thought about when I thought about Winning Wednesday and what that would mean and what that would be. Hey, Doc Rosie, first time here, already midnight here. Oh, but happy to be here. Thank you. Welcome in and glad to have you. Hey, loved ones, welcome in. Today, like I said, this is Winning Wednesday, and we talk about small wins and just even taking small steps. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about the 1% reset rule, which is basically just doing one action every day towards whatever change you're maybe thinking about or what it is you want to do. And even if you're in this place where something may feel off, so you're not really sure yet, like what to change or what needs to change or what you should do or want to do, this is sort of the place to think about that and sort of how do you kind of tease some of that out. So I'll review a little bit of that yesterday, and I just really have to get to sort of the power of just everything that happened today. Hey, welcome in. MC, oh, how cute. I like the way you did that. Hey, MC, welcome in. So it's sort of like, not knowing, something just feels off. And I think that happens in life. I think that also happens at work. And so like, there's something there. So you kind of want to think about like, when and in what situations do things seem to feel off? And so this is a brief recap of yesterday, like when, and maybe jot down some of those things, because that could probably give you a clue as to what isn't really feeling okay. Like, is it you're in a meeting and you hear a certain words? Is it when it could be a person, when a person sort of engages with you in a certain way, does that make you feel off? It makes you feel something. Thank you for the heart, me. Thinking about environment, what you allow. I'm going to talk a whole lot about that today because it's been a crazy day in these TT streets today. Environment, sort of what you allow. And, intentionally, depending on, hey, honey love, welcome in. Depending on sort of where we are in our life and time, like we do allow some things to go on and continue, and we kind of just, let them ride. But if that no longer feels okay, like let's start thinking about that. And so it's really auditing like our whole environment. It could be work life, home life, our friend group. Sometimes, I'm learning the hard way, and that, everybody can't go with us on our journey to the next step. So thinking about even auditing your friend group. Hey, Crippy. So thinking about that and who you're becoming, that is sort of, I think, the foundation of just any time we're moving. I mean, we evolve. We don't stay the same. What we wanted in our 20s is not in our 30s, 40s, and 50s and beyond. So we're all evolving. So it's about aligning with what you want today with who the person you're becoming. And then lastly, we talked about thinking about who walks with you. Like, who are the people that are going to be with you on that journey? I can say that as a new content creator here on TikTok, I have met some amazing people that are walking with me on the journey. But let me get to today. So it started out early this morning. I was in someone's live, and she talked about taking your power back. And then this really is not where I was going to think to start today. But it was really about how many times we sort of let that go. And then it made me think about environment and even boundaries that we, may put in place, but then we may actually relax depending on who we're talking to, who we're dealing with, the job situation, whatever that is. Taking our power back was sort of one theme. Another theme was you can't pour from an empty cup. So truly pouring back into ourselves, so that we can, move forward and begin to help more people. And whether that's in work, that's in life, even supporting our families, being able to do that. So we have to fill up our cup in order to be able to pour from it. And then one of the last powerful messages I heard was this phrase, which I put on the screen there: pause, to pray, to play, to plan, and then I've added move. And it's because it's a process to do that. And sort of, when do you do that? We talked yesterday about standing. Like, if you're just sort of in a space and not sure what to do, if anything, that's sort of your standing. So we sort of ditch the word stuck, and we're saying that that's your place where you're standing. And so you're really in a pause place. Like, you're not really moving because maybe you're not sure what you want to do or even how to do it, right? But I think pause happens for another reasons too today. Today I had to take my mom has a terminal heart condition, and okay, let me sound this out. Oh, I don't know that I can. Iman. Oh, please type the phonetic spelling of your name in the chat so I can get it right. I don't like to mispronounce names. My mom had a doctor's appointment today. She's got a heart condition and all of that. And I was still trying to work today too. And that, that whole, taking her to the doctor, interacting with the doctor, hearing all the news, the updates and all that. And it just emotionally takes me, it's just a lot to sort of carry. But I'm trying to work too. So I'm on the phone answering emails. I had a board meeting tonight that I was supposed to be on. And I had to just pause and said to my boss, thank you for the prayers for mom. It's, hey, user, welcome in. It is a terminal condition, but I am grateful that she is still here. It is 2.5 years later after we got the diagnosis, and she's still here. So I'm grateful to God for that. But I see the decline, and it's so interesting. A friend of mine who lost her mom suddenly had, we've talked about this often, like, which is better, which is worse, like to see someone you love decline or someone that just sort of goes suddenly, and neither one are great. But it's just a hard road to watch someone decline. So I literally stopped, like, in the middle of the day, texted my boss, hey, Jingle, welcome in. Like, I can't do this today. And note to self, and I even said to him this in the text, note to self, when I come here, I'm not working. And so that for me was like a pause. Like, I needed to do that. Exactly. Both are tough loved ones. They are, it's both hard. Yeah, governess, you've been through that, and neither one is good. But pausing, it's so important, loved ones. When you're a caregiver, it is hard work. It is I'm not trying to go there. It is emotional work too. But yeah, so just sort of pausing, like, I'm not stuck in this place, but I know that today I needed to give nothing to anything else but to what was in front of me. And so that is sort of what I did. And the person that I was speaking with, and she's a creator, and she had been in the room, and she wasn't online for a few days, and folks were looking for her, like, hey, where you been? And she said, sometimes you just have to check out and just stop and just pause and really, that's a form of a reset. And what does that mean? Like today, I we did all the doctor stuff. I rested for a little while. I talked to my granddaughter. She's 15. And so that's really a cool thing. I asked her what's 6'7" because she's 15. And she was like, Mimi, I don't know. Do y'all know? Because I'm hearing all the young kids say it. Does anybody know what does 6'7" mean? All the kids are saying it. Thank you. Yes, I am definitely a prayerful person. My daughter actually brought me this shirt today. It's so cool. It says Woman of God, and then it says, don't play with her. That's right. I don't know what it means either, but I know all the young young kids are saying 6'7", 6'7". Right. And she's got my youngest granddaughter who's 4 saying it too. And I'm like, well, what does it mean? She said, I don't know. And then she taught it to her in Spanish. What? You don't even know what it means? Like, what's happening? But yeah, so I really did. I truly stopped to pause, which I think is so important when we're not sure. Going back to what we talked about, like the 3, pillars of a reset is sort of recognizing what you want today, reclaiming your worth, and rewriting your story aligned with the person you are today. So all of that today just really helped me to focus on just like alignment. And it's okay to stay in this place of rest and reflection and sort of thinking through, different parts of life. I usually do this around like my birthday. That's like sort of my New Year's. Like I don't get into New Year's resolution so much, but around my birthday, I think about, hey, 555, welcome in. I think about, like what do I want to do next? Goals and that sort of thing. And so that's cool. So that's sort of what I focus on there. But then it's like, okay, now, let's think. And I look at everything. I look at relationship. I look at money, finances. I look at job, career, business. I look at like even things I want to do. Like I think I told some of you who were here the other day, like I don't know how to swim yet. And so there's a content creator that I'm actually going to travel to where she is and take a week's vacation and learn to swim. But yeah, so there's like all these things. So I focus on goals and that, but that's sort of a pause period for me. This time of year is a great time. Hey, Macy's mom, welcome in. This is also a good time of year to pause also. It's that end of the year. I mean, if you're looking for a job, nobody generally hires fourth quarter. Why? Because they're trying to close finances and make the books as tight as they can be and spend as less money as they can in the fourth quarter. So no one's going to be hiring till January. So it's a good time to really think about reset. Thanks, loved ones. OG Bobby, welcome in. Yeah, so it's a good time to sort of think about what do you want? We talked a little bit about side hustles and maybe, dipping your toe in like what it could be like to consult or do some other things while you still may have a job. So those are some things you can kind of do like in the pause that you're sort of reflecting, even if rest is it, thinking about that, maybe pulling out the resume if you're thinking about a new job, maybe, browsing the internet, kind of seeing what's out there. Hey, Insatiable, welcome in. So that's sort of the pause phase where we're kind of just, we're not stuck. We're just sort of standing and trying to, figure it all out. And more importantly, it's really about figuring ourselves out. Like, what do you really want today? Who are you today? And that changes like all the time. I know my daughter's father, we met when in our 20s. We're divorced, by the way, but he's not who I would pick in my 50s. So we all change, we evolve, we do all the things. Thank you for the heart me. And so, sort of thinking about like pause, really think about what you want. The pray part is a little bit about alignment, and it could be whoever it is that you pray to, or that it's just sort of centering and thinking about like intention and sort of surrendering. Like I'm a person, I believe that there are no coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason. Like I believe for whatever reason, I was not supposed to push through. Like I had a headache thinking about, I have to sit on a board meeting for 2 hours and my presentation is only 5 minutes. To me, I was like, this is not what I want to be doing right now. It's not a best use of my time either. And I don't want to do this. And it was just tension. Like, okay, I got to get ready for this meeting. I have all this emotional stuff I'm still carrying from, being with mom. Hey, trading mom, welcome in. And I just needed to pause. So I'm glad that I did. And I definitely did some praying and surrendering. And hey, like the life in the world is going to be what it is going to be. But we have to take care of ourselves first. And again, filling up our own cup before we can pray for another. And even though all that I had going on today with work and mom and all of that, I was excited to come here and to do this. For those of you that are coming in, my name is Rhonda. I'm a career reset coach. I have been in and out of HR for many, many years, almost 2 decades, and came to TikTok to create a community for people to kind of talk through and work through our life resets as well as our career resets. And with that, a lot of stuff comes in. There's so much mindset stuff that's intermingled in that I don't think people talk about. Like I get a lot of responses all the time. Hey, baby Jay, welcome in. Interview tips and all of those things. And guess what? All those things are on my page. There's tons of playlists. There's an interview tips playlist. There is one for getting paid, getting promoted, if you're ready to career change. And actually the biggest mindset, you need a reset indeed. Well, you are in the right place. Let's talk about it. Doc Rosie. There's a mindset playlist, and there's actually probably more videos there than on any of the others, because it's really about getting aligned and centered on what you want first. And then you can figure out sort of what that next move looks like for yourself. And then today I really want to spend a lot of time talking about the play additional income. Okay. Insatiable, we talked to Insatiable Doula. Oh, I like that. One of my daughter's sisters is a doula, and I think it's just the coolest thing. Oh yeah, definitely check out the playlist. We talked a little bit about additional incomes, and so kind of something really quick and briefly, I'll go over it. Because you aren't here, is to really think about the things that you do really, really well and how to package them into an offering. And the example I showed was I'm a corporate trainer is one of the things I do in my job. And I had created a management course and, trained all of our staff. And then one of my boss's colleagues had heard about the course and asked if I would come to train at his organization. And when I thought about it, it sort of got my wheels turning, thinking about additional income. I said to my boss, I definitely want to do the training, but I need the course to be mine, not the company, so that I own it, I'm selling it, my company gets paid. And that's when I created this offering. So think about that. Think about like what you do really, really well, how you can package that. If you're in the business world, you lost your footing. Mapped out a plan. Oh, okay. And you didn't get it. Okay. So thinking about that, I'll say this, and I'll say this. I feel like I said, I don't believe there's accidents. I don't believe that there's coincidences in life. I believe that if it's not this, something better. That's sort of what I live by. Not this, something better. And so now I'm kind of lost in the head. Definitely. And here's the thing. Take the time. This is what we're talking about today. Like the caption at the top says, pause. It's okay for you to be in this space right now of just, again, processing all that head. And here's the thing, like the brain, and our minds just really play tricks on us. Like we'll run all kind of scenarios, what I wasn't good enough. And let's not do that to ourselves. Like, let's not a life situation, sort of tear down, us as our self-esteem, our confidence. Life is going to happen, but let's not do that. Like, okay, that wasn't for me. If you can get feedback, hey, Jennifer, welcome in. If you can get feedback, it's helpful too. I'm not sure, sort of the setup. Like if you maybe worked with a recruiter, they can definitely reach out to the employer, and you may be able to reach out to and say, hey, can I get some feedback just to understand, like maybe to understand why they went with someone else? It could be an experience, like it could be something you can't control. It could be that person had more experience. It could be, any number of things of why. But it's okay to kind of go through this phase in your head, all the doubts, all that, but just don't stay there, and that's what we're talking about. It's okay to pause there for a minute, regroup, feel what you need to feel. If it's crying, if it's anger, like feel all of that and get it out, which is okay to do. Get all that out and then really begin to think about, okay, how do I need to think about moving forward? I'll just share this with you now in case you don't hang around long. If you tap on my picture at the top, you tap it once, and then if you tap it again, you'll see, it'll take you to my profile, and there's a link there. On that link tree, I have it's a free mini course that you can watch that talks about, it goes through a lot of the mind stuff about resetting. It's set up into four phases. It's the mind, the heart, it's planning, and then I call the last phase the dive. It's actually doing the thing. But watch it and see if it may help to give you some clues, and just think about and release some of that. It's painful too, right? It's disappointment, so it hurts, like, to try to release some of that, so you're not carrying that. Hey Juna, welcome in. To release some of that, so you're not carrying that with you. So definitely, and I hope it gives you something. Oh, thank you. I hope it gives you something, and I hope it helps. And if not, just keep coming back. Like, this is the space we're here to process. And if you just want to sit here and just listen, and just to breathe, and if you get some feedback, and maybe if there was something practical, like, hey, we can talk through that, and let's try to work through, some of that as well. And that's sort of why why I created this space for us. But it is okay to be in this space right now of pause and just reflect. It is okay. This is the space to do that. Hey, LaQueen, welcome in. Exactly. Oh, and I believe in that too, Doc Rosie. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything that happens in life happens for a reason. I believe that everybody that comes into this room, they're sent to this room and meant to be in this room. So I totally agree, and I'm glad that you're here as well. So yeah, definitely check it out. Hope it helps you. Feel free to DM me if you have questions or thoughts. And talking about this stuff, it's personal, right? So you may not want to blast it in the chat, which is fine. Send me a message, and I'll definitely, I'm here to help, and I'll definitely we can correspond on some of that. But yet, embrace this pause phase that you're in. And the time of year, thank you for the heart, me unscripted. And, it's the time of year too. Like, a lot of companies are not hiring this time of year. It's the end of year. They're trying to close out the books. They're trying to save as much money as they can. And so it's a perfect time to sort of rest and regroup. So enjoy it, embrace it. And yeah, like I said, keep coming back, and hopefully we can continue to just help to rebuild that confidence, because it does shake you, right? You wanted this thing, you've prepared for it, and then the answer is no. But like I said, when I hear no, I always think that that's God saying to me, it's not this, it's something better. And so I sort of try to, once you feel what you need to feel, hey Justme, welcome in. After that, then you rest in, okay, something better, and then move forward through that phase. But it's okay to stay in this pause and pray space. And then play. Like, the next part of this is play. And play, I think, as adults, is so underrated. Like, let me ask in the chat, what is the last fun thing that you've ever done? Like, what's the most recent fun thing you've ever done that was just like playful? We got all our responsibilities. Like, what was that thing that was just mere fun? Let's see. Hey, for here. Okay, well, I'll tell you. I'll wait for folks to kind of respond. So a couple things. So I had 2 conferences in September in Atlanta, and I used to live there. Old school invite. Yeah, exactly. Took my kids to the oh, wow, that's awesome. To the Grand Canyon. Right. Now, see, Doc Rosie, you can't remember, and that's what we're going to talk about. Right, because as adults, we have so many responsibilities that we forget, and we take for granted that we need to continue to play and to do all of the things. I'm going to pause for a second. Not sure if many of you have been in the live room. And so see my little, my note on the screen, 10K tap. So what does that mean? That means it's like, I call it spirit fingers, tapping on the screen. And what that does is it helps to push us out to so not sure if you all know, but TikTok is actually an AI system. It is a computer. Like, nobody's sitting in a room looking at my content and said, oh, that was a good post Rhonda made. Let's push the button and make her go viral. It is truly a computer. So when we have activity in the room, it lets the algorithm know that, hey, this busy, they're having lively conversations. So it does a couple things. It'll bring more folks in for us to engage with. And it also, again, for me as a live host, it helps to push it out. So if we can get up our taps to 10K, that would be great. There's really something cool that happens too. Like if you're tapping on the screen, you'll see by my picture at the top, you'll see a pink bar that will start and a heart that'll start to go across. And then when it gets to the end and you release it, it's really cool. It's like confetti. You'll see confetti falling down. It's really a cool thing. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. Thank you, Bubba, for the Go Populars. But playing, like there is just so much that happens when we play. For one, it's a different part of our brain, right? And so there's this like rewiring that happens, but then creativity, like ideas seem to come. Like when you're not working or not away from things, like all sorts of ideas and creativity and thought just seem to come. So I had 2 conferences in Atlanta. One was like 3 days and the other one was like at the end. It was like the beginning and the end of this trip. Hey, Tasha Shop. So it was 10 days. Conference at the beginning, conference at the end. Thank you for the heart me. Conference at the beginning and there were like 4 days in between. And I was like, I'm not working. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to play. And I used to live in Atlanta. So I had lots to do and see. And I literally did that. Like I hung out with my daughter. I hung out with girlfriends. Hey, Tosh, welcome in. And I truly play. Like I went around the city. I did a photo shoot like I was a movie star. I like film, camera, like video footage, the whole thing. I did a photo shoot because I needed some new headshots. And I was like, no, let's make this a whole thing. Let's do video. Let's do all the things. I did lots of dining out. Had lunch with one of my ex-husbands, y'all. They're 4, by the way, but that's for another episode. But anyway, so I did all the fun things. Like I truly hung out and treated the city like I was a tourist. And even though I lived there for 15 years, but during that time, like I had so many ideas. Like I have a notepad. It's like the 5x8 legal pad. It is full from top to bottom. I know, I tried to, Doc Rosie, I tried to, breeze by that real quick. But yeah, there's been a few. I have probably my most honest truth post is I made it. It says it's called 4 Husbands, 3 Cities, and 2 Kids. And it is the most raw and realist post. But I can say that through all of that, I am a master. I am a pro at life resetting and career resetting. And I may not be able to pick a husband, but I can get you paid, and I get myself paid too, by the way, and get you promoted. So that is what I definitely know that I'm good at. But playing, like I have so many ideas of things I want to do in my business and things that I wanted to do here on TikTok. And I'll tell you, while I was there, one of my pieces of content, I was like, it was one of those things where I was hesitant to want to talk about it on TikTok. And I was like, no, I'm going to do this piece of content. And I made it, and it has gone big viral. It already has like over 400,000 views. And I was just like in shock. But had I been home, not in my regular space and world, I probably would not have felt free enough to do it. And so I did it. And so that's where I think like the freedom of just like playing and doing all of the things. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Okay. Oh, I can like my own life. How cute is that? Oh, get out of here. So wait, I can tap on my own screen? Shut up. Y'all, I did not know that was a thing. So I am a new content creator, by the way. I'm in you're watching me do a real live career reset. I'm still on my 9 to 5. I know, right? Unscripted. Yes, you can tap on your own screen. Look at those hearts over there. That is me. Shut up. Of course, it's making the screen move, so we're not going to do that for a long period of time. But yes, that is a thing. Yeah, I've only been on TikTok 3 months. And so I'm still, and actually today is my 1 week anniversary of going live. This is my 1 live anniversary today. So super excited about that. Thank you for the heart, me. So God, see, y'all got me talking about TikTok and I completely lost. Oh, this content. But yeah, had I been at work and in my regular day-to-day life, I don't know that I really would have done that. or I don't know that I would have been that creative. And I came up, hey, BB, welcome in. Like, yeah, I really don't know that I would have had the time, the energy to just sort of be free. Like, I didn't work, even conferences, that ain't real work. I mean, I'm on the clock, but it wasn't really work. But even through all of that, today is 1 week for you too, unscripted. Yay, let's celebrate us. Yes. Go ahead, content creation, live host. We are doing this thing out here. Good. I'm definitely going to have to turn on the notification so I can catch you. Yes, we are doing it. And it is a journey, but it has been a good one. Hey, Healthy Living, welcome in. But yeah, just playing and having that freedom. Who went to the Grand Canyon? How was that? Oh, this is your 5th live. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're all a bunch of newbies in here doing this thing. Oh, this is amazing too. Yeah. And there's been, not sure about you all, but I have learned from some amazing, amazing, amazing coaches that are on this platform. That are helping, guide through this journey. Yes, it was awesome. And there's just something adults, we just don't take enough time to play. So I am actually going on a cruise in 2 weeks where I am doing literally, listen, I'm going to be on live. Cause TT don't like you to take days off. Do you all know that too? That, yeah, cause yeah, they do not. They do not like you to take days off. So yes, I paid for this crazy high expensive internet Wi-Fi package. Oh yeah, no bikini shots. No, because TT, they don't do nudity, girl. They will shut you down. Yeah, they will shut you down. So we're not going to do that. But yeah, I'm just really going to just sort of have a book and a notepad and just sort of let whatever come. So yeah, so spend some time. It's the time of year too that's like fun and playful time. Thanksgiving is coming up. Now for some of you, I don't know, that may or may not be a good time to be, with the family. Because our cruise, my daughter and I, we're actually going on the cruise the week of Thanksgiving because we did not want to do the family this year. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do it. So we're going to do it for Christmas. But yeah, we're taking this time to truly check out. I know. And, because it's always some drama sometimes. And I was just like, no, I don't want that this year. And so that's going to be my pause. Hey, God, welcome in. Is it, checking out, but just being free, playing. We're going to some cool places. We're going to Antigua, St. Martin, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. So it's a busy cruise, but yeah, we're doing that, and I'm just looking for all that it has, and just looking for creativity. I am going to go live. I don't know what I'm going to be looking at. We might be looking at some water, some oceans, and again, some creativity and thoughts may come to me. I know it is such a cool trip. We found it like 2 years ago and got it for the cheap. It was a Black Friday. It was a Black Friday sale. Hey, Lynn Montant. I think I said that right. Welcome in. Yeah, so I'm excited to do that. So that is the week of Thanksgiving. But yeah, we spend more time. We have to spend more time as adults just checking out and stepping back from the pressures in life and all of the things that life has for us. So that we're whole and we can recharge and refuel so that we can be there. Hey, Keela, welcome in. So that we can be here for, our families and friends and work and job and all the responsibilities and all the things that we have to do just to keep life working and moving. Yeah. And then, planning, I think, for me anyway, too, like when I pause and reset and think it, and I spend more time in the plan, like after I've played and sort of thought about all the things I want to do, like that Atlanta trip, like I said, I have a whole book, a notepad of all the things I want to do. And so now I'm in the planning phase and I'm going to take the rest of this year to do that. And that's in my consulting business. Like, what do I want to do? I want to be a public speaker. And it's so interesting. If my boss heard me say this, he would probably die, because the first time he said, I want you to do corporate training, I was like, yeah, no. I was like, not interested. I was terrified to speak in front of people. I didn't want to do it. Even my first trainings, I was like trying to get through it so fast that I was speaking like a mile a minute just to get it done. And, afterwards I said, what's the feedback? He says, like, what was the race? But it was just nerves. I just wanted to get it done and over with. But like 10 years later, I love training more than, I don't even like that HR stuff no more. Okay, I can't. Whew, yeah, I'm over that part of the work, but I love training. And so one of the conferences I went to was talking about the person who held the conference. Her book is called Millions from the Stage, and it's talking about how to position yourself, one, to get speaking engagements. And for me, like, I'm looking at, in terms of additional income, I can't remember, I don't think it was Doc Rosie. Someone else was asking about additional income. That is sort of least effort, most income. Like, you can get $1,000 speaking engagement for even, let's say, an hour talk, a 2-hour talk. That's a lot of money. If you do the math, you calculate the hourly rate, it's a lot of money. But yeah, I just feel like we all have a story to tell. And there's so many different things I think that I could talk on because I've lived a whole lot of lives. Yeah, it really is bubblegum. Like, it really is. Like, and so, yeah, that's what I'm sort of exploring in my consulting business. And then that's one part of it. And the other part is, I've worked for my CEO now for 13 years, but this is our third company. So I've moved with him each time. And I really am a fixer. Like, this is what I do for him. I'm a fixer. And so I want to be able to do that same thing. So I'm packaging that. And this again goes back to, how do we change? How do we take the work that we do and that we're great at, and how to package that into an offering that we can sell it to other people to generate more income? So I'm taking that part of the work that I love. That's not Bar Babes. Oh, hey, Bar Babes. Welcome in. I was going to say Barbados. I was like, that ain't Barbados. Taking, how do we package like what we do and what we love and that we're great at into an offering? So I'm packaging that. I've got a little cute name for it. I'm putting all that together, building a website. And I actually have, what do they call those people? Inside salespeople that's going to start like email pitching that offering to people. So there's a way too that's really inexpensive. You can create a website on GoDaddy, Bluehost. What's the other one that is really good? Wix. Fairly inexpensive. They got really cool templates. You can do that in a couple of hours. You could be in business, create an offering. You can even go through LinkedIn and find people, pardon me, that meet your target market to market to. So there's definitely ways to generate lots of additional income. Hey, Hattie for Life, welcome in. And if you're not like sort of the office type profession, depending on what you do, Thumbtack is also a great resource where you could, again, create a profile and be up in minutes in business. I've shared with the community that my daughter during COVID, she left her job. Pardon me. I need to lean off camera too, because TT doesn't like us drinking on camera. She left her job. She just didn't feel safe. Like, her health was in jeopardy. And she just started helping, and everyone was moving, packing up things, cleaning out garages, closets, all the things. And she, all her friends were like, oh, Jazz isn't working. Can Jazz come help me do this? And then she found that she was actually great at organizing once she was helping the unpacking. Long story short, 5 years later, she has her own professional organizing business. She lives in Atlanta. She has a thriving business with a lot of professionals, celebrities. Atlanta's a great market too for what she's doing. And 5 years later, she is in business. She is looking now to expand to hire people. So there's just so many different, I know, right? Unscripted. I'm so proud of her and that she did that. And that again was, she truly stepped out on faith there, and she paused for a second and she was stressing, Doc Rosie, she was stressing too. She was like, I just quit my job. I have bills. I don't have a plan. And guess what? The stars aligned, God aligned. And 5 years later, her business is still thriving and she's doing really good with it. I do believe, like I said, not this, something better. If it's not this, it's something better. And I wholeheartedly believe that, yeah, Doc Rosie, it is It's been amazing. Hey T Dino? T Danae? Help me out. Um, yeah, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey for her. And just to see it like truly doing the thing in action, working the plan in action, which has been amazing. Cats are pretty. Oh, I love your name. Welcome in. Yeah, it's been an amazing sort of journey for her. Yeah, any thoughts, any questions, chat? I hope that this has helped. It says it's not. That's right. If it's not, this is something better. And hold on to that. Hold on to that. And like I said, I am a firm believer in that. I'll share the story. So I'm in the New York City area right now. I came here 13 years ago, no plan. Well, I had a plan. I had $2,000. Hey, Natalie, the Dropapreneur. Here was my plan. And it wasn't a whole solid one either, okay? Thank you for the hurt me. I had $2,000. I was sleeping on my friend's, what do you call that thing? Day bed. I said, hey, I'm coming to New York. I got $2,000, and I should be able to take care of myself for 2 months. If I don't find a job, then I'm going to have to go back home and pause and figure it out. I was here for 3 weeks, and I sent out probably 100 resumes. I only got one call, and it was for an interim job. So it wasn't even for a permanent job. Oh, thank you for helping me get to that. Love you, go. Yeah, it wasn't even a permanent job. As soon as I walked into that interview, I knew and I clicked. And a lot of the content that I have about interview tips are from that NU. Oh, thank you for the love you so much. And really, the one post and content that I have, that question that floored him was, we get to the part of the interview. Do you have any questions for me? And I said, yes. You've told me a lot of things about the role, and I get it, and I understand all of that. Aside from that, in this role, what can I do to help support you? That blew him away. First of all, he had to pause. And when you can get the interviewer to pause and think, that's a good sign for you as a candidate, because they're like, okay, now wait a minute. This is somebody who's, again, smart, critical thinking, asking great questions. You're showing that, hey, this isn't, I want this job, but this isn't just for me. Like, what can I do to support you if I landed this role? Long story short, that is the one and only interview I had in New York City, and that was 13 years ago. And this isn't a brag, and I'm going to share this, and I share it not as a brag moment, but just a testament to when we pause and reflect and regroup and just let life and the stars and God and all universe or whoever it is you pray to align. I took a pay cut when I first took that job because it was an interim role, so they weren't paying what they would pay permanent people. That job was $55,000, and $55,000 may sound good in some parts of the world. In New York City, you might be hungry. Okay, seriously, for $55,000 a year. I can say we're 13 years later, and I make now more than 5 times that. And so it is about, again, taking the pause, taking the time you need to regroup. Doc Rosie, if not this, something better. I was there for 3 weeks, and I'm an HR person, and I know I got a kick A resume, but I'm not getting any calls. And I'm like, God, what is happening? Am I not supposed to be here? Am I like, what is really happening? And that was the one and only interview. Yes, he will unscripted. Yes, he will do it, and he did it. And like I said, we've been working together for many, many years. I'm retiring officially in 2 years, but I'm still going to consult with him and work with him. And, he's just a good person, a good human to be around. And he is, he's not just my boss. He has became a friend. But, it's about environment too, like who you align with, like who's walking with you, and he's walking with, I'll tell you just briefly, my granddaughter, she'll be 16 in January, and he's never met her. I was talking to him one day about what she wants to do. She wants to be an attorney, a child attorney specifically. She's just seen a lot of her friends struggle with rights against sort of their parents and not really being able to have a voice, and she wants to help change that. He is also, in addition to being the CEO of our company, he's also a professor at a well-known university here in New York. And he said, if she wants to come here for school, I'll make sure she gets a scholarship. Okay, talk about won't he do it? The value of that is more than $200,000. Okay, this is an Ivy League school here in New York. And so that's all God. Rhonda didn't do anything. Yes, my resume is great, but it ain't that great, okay? Like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was him. And so it's again taking that time to pause, to pray. And I played while I was here. I was a tourist. I didn't have a job for 3 weeks. I rode all the ferries. I did all the touristy thing. I truly played. And then I had a plan like, hey, if God didn't do it and he didn't work it out, I'm out of here. And he worked it out. And here, 13 years later, I'm still here. And it's just been a great thing. So yeah, I hope that today's message help you to think. Your character takes your, oh, it sure will. It sure will. Bubblegum, who you are, and then, when souls align, and surrounding yourself with good people and people that are walking with you and that will support you, professionally and not. Like I said, he's my boss, but we've, in all these years we became friends. I've cried on his shoulder. He's cried on mine, and he knows that I got him. Like I will walk through fire to make sure that he's okay professionally and vice versa. And that is God. You're right, Bubblegum. That is just God aligning people when you need them. And so, Doc Rosie, I can't say it again, that job wasn't meant for you because there is something better that's on the way. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Thank you all for all the love, support, the taps, the shares, the gifts, and just thank you for allowing me to serve. In this community, it helps me as much as I hope that it helps you too. I'm ministering to myself when I am sharing with all of you. And yeah, I hope you come back again tomorrow or not. If I got to do pop-ups Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But if you don't come back, I just hope that I left you with something that helps you to think and maybe even take some action towards whatever your next move is in life or in your career. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the TikTok streets.